Hello and welcome to another video. Today I will go through every diecast manufacturer that I have at least 10 models from. So, I mean, I've got probably about 30 different manufacturers, but a lot of them are just the odd one or two. So this is every manufacturer I've got more than 10 models of, my favourite casting and version of each manufacturer that they put out. So hopefully there's a bit of variety here, quite a bit of variety actually. Might give you an idea of what I like in my collecting, what I like to collect and what I value over other things. So let's get cracking, and obviously the first two are the big two, Hot Wheels and Matchbox, and we'll start with Matchbox. Now this is my favourite Matchbox casting. It is the Jeep Cherokee. This is the 2019 National Parks version. This has come out in well, multiple different liveries and styles over the years. There is two versions, I think, one with the light bar and one without. But that's iconic Matchbox livery or series, if you like, is the National Parks. So it was a natural choice to have the National Parks version. So there's Matchbox and the Jeep Cherokee. Hot Wheels. Well, a lot to choose from, but probably my favourite casting, and certainly one that I've got probably the most of, is the 1955 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. This is the an RLC exclusive version that was released in 2019 with the Flying Tiger nose art in this beautiful Spectraflame olive green colours and sort of a US Air Force style livery. In terms of this casting, I don't think it gets much better than this. This is the sort of casting, this is the sort of vehicle, if you like, I do like, especially in Hot Wheels, is the old vintage racing stroke old style racing liveries like this, old drag strip cars. So that is definitely my favourite, and it's definitely my favourite version of the casting. It's the 2019 RLC exclusive of the 55 Chevy Bel Air Gasser. Next up, some of the American makes, and we'll start off with Autoworld. And it's this beauty. This is the 1969 Chevy Kingswood Estate in this fabulous lead sled livery. I believe there is a black version as well, which is a bit rarer to get hold of, but this is gorgeous. Not many people don't like a nice wagon, and to have it liveried up like this is superb. I do believe this is an actual vehicle. I think it's an actual livery on an actual car. It's not just a made up one. But yeah, so there's the Autoworld choice, the 1969 Chevy Kingswood Estate in the lead sled livery. Next up is Greenlight, and probably my favourite series amongst the Greenlight series is the Hot Pursuit line, with all the police and emergency vehicle liveries, all authentic of course, which makes them even better. And of course you can't get more iconic in terms of a police vehicle in America than the good old Ford Crown Vic. And this of course is in probably the most iconic police livery of them all, and that's the NYPD. So it's going to be hard to choose anything other than a Ford Crown Vic in New York police livery. Great black wheels there to give it the full-on police spec. So there's Greenlight, and that's the Ford Crown Vic in NYPD livery. Next up, Johnny Lightning, and I've gone for a Ford, which is not usually my choice, but here we go. It's a Ford, 1963 Ford Galaxy 500 in this deep burgundy livery. Once again, a car right up my street, these sort of 60s, 70s old American muscle. Beautiful dog dish wheels. So it looks a bit black in this lighting, but it is actually a very dark burgundy colour. Wonderful. So that's Johnny Lightning, and that's the 1963 Ford Galaxy 500. Next up is Lionel Racing, and they do the NASCAR stuff, the accurate NASCAR vehicles in livery, in the actual liveries. I've picked this one not for any particular reason, because a lot of the NASCAR stuff does all look very similar, but this, I've only ever been to one motor racing event, and that was a NASCAR event at Daytona, and the race was won by Eric Jones. So because of that, I've picked Eric Jones's car, and this is a 2022 Camaro ZL1 in the number 43 and the US Air Force livery. Once again, these Lionel Racings, they're very accurate in terms of the liveries that obviously there's a lot of liveries available over the course of a season, so they do. I think they do them all. I don't have a lot. I have about maybe 30 or 40 of them. Every time I go to America, I do pick up another couple if I can. But this, so it's got a bit of a, not sentimental, but means a bit something to me, being as the fact that this was the car of the guy who won the only race I've ever seen. So that's Lionel Racing. M2 Machines. Now, M2 Machines does get a bit of a bad rap sometimes. I think people, especially with the quality aspect of it, but I think when M2 Machines does it right, I think they make fantastic models, and this is no exception. Lovely old truck. It's a 1959 Chevy Apache Deluxe Fleetside in this sort of orange and white colours. Matching wheels there as well. Look at that. That's brilliant. Really evocative of that sort of 1950s truck style. And as I say, if you get a good one without the quality, I know you shouldn't have to hope that you get a good one, but when you do get a good one, I think they're absolutely fabulous and just as good as anything else. So there's M2 Machines and the 59 Chevy Apache Fleetside. Racing Champions. I haven't got many Racing Champions. It's just about scraped over the 10 rule. But this is my pick for Racing Champions, and this is the 1966 Chevy Nova SS in drag livery, that lovely drag livery. It's Bill Jenkins' Grumpy's Toy. Once again, right up my street with the old style Racing livery, big old American muscle. So that's that for Racing Champions. Right, let's go on to the rest of the rest, if you like, and we'll start off with let's go with Corgi Juniors. Nice old-fashioned British manufacturer, and one of my favourite cars. And this one is the Rover 3500. This is in from 1980. It's the British Touring Car Championship, number 12, triplex livery there. Got quite a few of these Rover SD1s. There are a few in the police liveries and what have you, and a few in normal road liveries, but this is the nicest with the touring car livery on it. So that's Corgi Juniors in Corgi, and that's the Rover SD1. Era Car is an interesting one. They do some great stuff. A lot of the stuff I've got from Era Car is police stroke, fire stroke ambulance related. This one though is probably my favourite. It's a bit unusual in terms of it's not a car, it's the van, but it's the Mercedes Vito van, and it's done in British NHS livery. Although, to be honest, a lot of these emergency vehicles do tend to have very similar liveries, but once again, a cracking model. Era Car, well worth looking. If you like a few bit of police stroke emergency service stuff in your collection, these Era Cars, some of these Era Cars are very good. Well worth looking at. Just add something a little bit different to the collection there. So that's Era Car. In 064, and well, in 064 do make a lot of more sort of out there cars. This is my favourite, and it's the Honda City Turbo 2. This one in white with a blue interior, and of course no Honda City is complete without the motor compo bike as well, and of course there it is. Magnificent, great little model of a fabulous little car, and with that accessory of the bike as well, makes it all the more better. That's in 064, maybe a bit left field for what a lot of people would have had, but that's the Honda City Turbo 2. Kyosho. I've gone with the Ferrari from Kyosho. Probably the majority of my Kyoshos are Ferrari. This is the Ferrari California T. A lovely dark red. Not the usual Ferrari red, but a very sort of deep red. Black wheels. I think I have about 10 or so, 10 Kyosho Ferraris. All very good, but this one stands out. The paintwork particularly is very nice. Not a particular popular Ferrari, but it's my favourite of the Kyoshos. So there we go, that's Kyosho. Majorette. Now I've got quite a few Majorette. I mean, it's one of them. A lot. I'm not a massive Majorette collector, but maybe just more of what I like really. But this is my Majorette favourite, and this is of course the Renault 5 Turbo. This is in red. You do get these other colours available in this, but this is my favourite. Beautiful classic car. Out there, a bit out there in terms of its execution and what it was designed to do, but lovely. All the same. Wheels are a bit, but model itself's pretty good. So that's Majorette. Mini GT. Wow. A lot of stuff to choose from in Mini GT, of course. They made a lot of really nice stuff. I should probably do a Mini GT video at some point. There's got to be a 911 in there somewhere, hasn't there? So here it is. 911 Dakar from Mini GT. This is in shade green metallic. I like this because it's something a bit different, and got all that luggage on the top as well. Proper something, not just another 911. And there's been a lot of 911s from Mini GT. But this one just stands out a little bit, something a bit unusual. Nice colour as well. A lot to choose from Mini GT, but this is the one I've gone for. I couldn't not have a 911 in the video, could I? So it had to be that one. That's Mini GT. Next up is French manufacturer Norev. Now, a lot of people might not be familiar with Norev, especially outside of Europe, but Norev make some absolutely brilliant models, really detailed for a good price. Most of their stuff is obviously French because they are French, so why not? But I'm a bit biased with this one. This is a Renault Megane E-Tech, and this is actually the car that I drive, so one of the two cars that I drive. The other one will be coming up shortly. So obviously I'm a bit biased with this one. It is a very nice model, although mine's black with a sort of grey roof. Not this red colour here. Unfortunately, I can't get my particular version in the. They don't release it in that colour, but this is really nice. Of course, because I actually own one, I know what I'm looking at, and it's. There's not much wrong with this, to be honest, but there's a lot of really nice Norev castings, especially the modern stuff now that they're bringing out is really good, well worth checking out. So that's Norev and a Renault Megane E-Tech. Para 64, I'm going to go with one that when it came out was certainly a hot topic of conversation. And this is this Porsche Roof 911. I believe this won quite a few awards when it was released. Certainly it won the Lamley Model of the Year, I believe. And it is a fantastic model. So I've got about 15 Para 64s, but this certainly stands out as up there with the very, very best. And this would stand its own ground with any of the manufacturers at the moment. Really well done. So that's Para 64 and the Roof 911. Few left now. We'll go with Tomica. So I've got three Tomicas. I've got one basic, one premium, and then of course one Tomica Limited vintage. And we'll start off with the Tomica basic. And as I was biased with the Norev because I drive a Megane E-Tech, I'm also biased with the Tomica because I do own a Nissan Cube. This is probably the closest I could get to the colour of mine. Mine's a bit sort of lighter colour than this, but Tomica, of course, released some really out there Japanese vehicles, and well, this is certainly an out there Japanese vehicle, but I own one, so I've got to go with my my instinct and say this is my favourite. Tomica Premium, and I'm going to go with the Testarossa. Not the usual red, this one is a yellow one, obviously, and yeah, cracker. Great wheels, proper Ferrari wheels, and of course you've got the headlights as well, which with a flick of the switch pop up. Nice version of the Testarossa there from Tomica Premium. And then Tomica Limited Vintage. I don't have massive amounts of Tomica Limited Vintage, about 30 or so I think, so. But once again, it's another Ferrari, and it's the Ferrari 328 GTS. I'm sure you're all well aware of Tomica Limited Vintage and their quality, and you can see it here. Fabulous interior, accurate wheels, beautifully done model. Not a lot else to say about that, is there? Well worth getting your hands on if you can. Certainly if you're a Ferrari collector, you need a couple of Tomica Limited Vintage in your collection. And last but not least, we've got Tarmac Works. And once again, I'm biased because I used to own a Alfa Romeo Giulia. Sadly, it wasn't one of these, the hot versions, GTAM or GTM. It was just a standard one, but it was a fabulous car. So naturally, this is my favourite from Tomat Works. So there you go. There is my favourite model from each of the manufacturers. I've got at least 10 models from, and my favourite version of each one. Hope you enjoyed it. Maybe you could like, subscribe and all that good stuff. Comment below. Have you got a particular favourite in your collection, or did, like me, would your collection be a real head scratcher as to what your favourite is? But let us know. Let us know what your favourites are, and thanks for watching, and have a great day.